All right, y'all. Time for the Belmont Stakes here. $2 million on the line for this one. It was Sober Living with Brooke commented on my Kentucky Derby video. Oh my, $5 million. Yes, Brooke, unfortunately, $5 million is a lot to pay for first place in a horse race, or for the purse of a horse race. And $2 million is even less than that. I don't even think $2 million will get you a one-room condo in New York these days, but it's the world that we live in, as the song says. $2 million, the purse. They would seriously need to bump that up. I mean, New York and California, I've mentioned this before, $2 million is not a big enough purse for this kind of a race. Belmont Stakes, not run at Belmont. We should call this the Saratoga Stakes, because what we're doing essentially here is running a precursor to the Travers, or just another Travers. Belmont Stakes is being run at Saratoga due to construction, renovations being done at Belmont Park. So they're running it at Saratoga, and then of course they talked about the configuration of the track would be weird or whatever. So they're not going to run it at 1.5 miles. So it's not really the Belmont Stakes. Another asterisk, it's like 2-3 asterisks in 5 years on these Triple Crown races. All these crazy changes and stuff and modifications going on. But yeah, Belmont Stakes, we're doing that at 1.25 miles at Saratoga. Now, that being said, we got some good competition in here. We are looking at some rematches. We're looking at some old favorites getting back together. And we're looking at up-and-coming horses that didn't make the Derby. And we're looking at a newcomer that kind of makes the other horses kind of look around and say, who's this horse? So, let's get into these horses here. All right, the one horse, Seize the Gray. After a bit of a rocky start, Seize the Gray tightened things up by taking a step back, running in the Pat Day Mile on Derby Day. Getting a good, I think he's fast. Its race is going to be run in New York, so I think they're going to take it kind of easy in this one. Probably going to do that 47-second opening half mile, but I do think there'll be horses a bit closer to him, a little bit more pressure on him. Horse looks good. D. Wayne Lucas, the trainer. Jamie Torres training this one. 8-1 in the morning odds. Now, it's kind of strange. You have the Kentucky Derby winner and the Preakness winner in a Belmont Stakes that is only being run at 1.25 miles, and they are not. Neither one is the favorite. The second horse placed in the Kentucky Derby is the favorite for a race being run at the same distance. I guess maybe they're counting the lack of 20 horses, So I guess they're figuring Sierra Leone will have a better track, but Fox Curlin has had a lot of horse competition, so it's not too much of a surprise to see another Smart Strike horse in here paired up with Arrogate. So, coming off 2 wins, Preakness and Pat Day Mile. There's a lot to like about this horse. In my opinion, his problem is he's going to be on the lead, and I think he's facing a bit more competition in this one. And I think being on the lead is probably going to come to his detriment. But hey, if he can get him to fall asleep like he was able to do in the Preakness, I think Seize the Gray could maybe steal this one as well. It's only 1.25 miles, not going that full 1.5 miles. It's possible he could pull that off. Number 2 is Resilience. We've seen this horse around here, 6th in the Kentucky Derby after getting a win in the Wood. Before that, 4th in the Risen Star. 10-1. On those morning odds, Junior Alvarado riding him, trained by Belmont. Resilience is an Into Mischief horse. Another horse, his mother's father, is Smart Strike. So that Smart Strike in there again. In the breeding, horse has the breeding to get it done. I don't know if he's got the speed. I still haven't seen Resilience put up enough speed. He's definitely shown he's got the resilience, like his name says, so he can stick around. However, that Wood time was slow. He didn't have to do very much, in my opinion. The wood wasn't very strong this year. And that's 6th in the Kentucky Derby. Not bad. 7 lengths off the lead. But he's just a step slow, in my opinion. Step slow. Junior Alvarado aboard. Is he going to be able to step it up? I'm not sure. Not really sure about that. Number 3, we got the Kentucky Derby winner, Mystik Dan. 5-1 in the morning odds. BJ Hernandez back aboard him. Kenny McPeak training him. Horse out of Golden Sense, which is a Into Mischief horse. So more Into Mischief in this one. 2nd in the Preakness last out. Got the win in the Kentucky Derby. Before they was 3rd in the Arkansas, and before that, a win in the Southwest Stakes. So he kind of has been flip-flopping lately. Is he going to flip-flop back into a win? I don't know. Mystik Dan, I got to give it to him. He has shown that he has strength. He's shown that he can hang around. He's got the toughness to go that 1.25 miles. He did well in the Preakness, of course, running second at 9.5 furlongs. So I think he's going to be down to run in this one again. Will he have enough to get it done? I think he's going to have a good trip, get some good jockeying to get it done in this one. I don't know that he has the speed necessary to get it done with speed alone, but he's definitely got the strength. Number 4, we got the Wine Steward. 15-1 on this one. This horse always comes to run. Just like Sierra Leone, this horse, 1st and 2nd the whole career. 6 runs, 3 firsts, 3 seconds. Last out, 2nd to Peter Pan behind Antiquarian. Before that, 2nd in the Lexington, 2nd in the Breeders' Cup Futurity. He got a win in the Funny Side before that, win in the Bastard Manor. Got a win in the Maiden. So he hasn't got a win in a while. Got 3 seconds. Horse always shows up. Jockey's Manny Franco. So we got Manny Franco aboard him. Manny Franco's won on him before. Manny Franco's back aboard to try to get a win on him again. Now you won on him in a short race. He's going to be going the distance. Manny Franco's had some problems with going 1.25 miles before. We'll see if he got the horse for this one. The Wine Steward, don't know if he has the speed. Horse is sired by Vino Rosso, though. A curling horse, another one out of that Smart Strike line. So he showed he can step it up. That Peter Pan race came out faster than people thought it was going to. So the horse has the speed. He was only 2/3 of a length off at that time. Manny Franco likes to run. We'll see if the Wine Steward's got enough in it in this one to get it done. I'm not sure. He might. He's definitely going to be game, though. He's a true closer. Horse knows how to try to get the finish line, at least not get the finish line every time. Now, number 5 horse, Antiquarian. I like this horse in the Louisiana Derby. He ran 6th in that race, lost to Catching Freedom. Horse showed some promise, ridden by Johnny V, trainer Todd Pletcher. So another Pletcher Velasquez horse. They seem to be all over the place this year. Didn't get it done in the Louisiana Derby. Got it done, however, in the Peter Pan Stakes over at Aqueduct. So he comes into this race with a good time. 1:48 at the 1.8 miles. Now, Andrew Beyer gave him a 92 Beyer speed figure. I think that's bogus. I don't understand how Andrew Beyer takes that much time off for a race being a grade 3 or I don't know. It doesn't make much sense because that's a solid time. And it was run at a decent pace. So Antiquarian, in my opinion, has taken the next step up with that last race in the Peter Pan. Is he ready to come up here and race with the big boys? We'll see. They got him at 12-1 in the morning odds, which I think that's a bit disrespectful. The Peter Pan's produced a few winners of this race. Tonalist was one of them. It was last year, Arcangelo. Winners of the Peter Pan often can come through and get a win in the Belmont Stakes. Now, this isn't a normal Belmont Stakes, and the Peter Pan was not run at Saratoga, nor was it run at Belmont Park. It was run at Aqueduct. So even though it's all in New York, it's still not quite the same thing. So I don't think it necessarily translates over as well. However, like I said, in New York, you got Johnny V, you got Todd Pletcher. They know the track just as well as anyone in history. So there's a lot to like about Antiquarian, especially the 12-1. I don't think I'm the only one that's going to like the 12-1 odds on that. So I expect those odds to definitely come down. But he probably will be going off at a good price. So you want to keep an eye on Antiquarian. Number 6, tough, resilient horse. Not resilient. It's Door Knock. The horse is out of Good Magic. Another curling horse, which means another smart strike. How many do we have here? Let's count them. That's 1. Anna Marie got smart strike in there. That's 2. You've got flip it back over here. Seize the Gray's got smart strike in there. That's 3. We've got Resilient smart strike 4. Yeah. And then Wine Stewart, the Vino Rosso Curlin smart strike. 5 smart strike horses in here. So half the race are smart strike horses. Another one in Door Knock. Now, Luis Saez was the jockey of Door Knock. Mosquito's killing me here. Luis Saez, a jockey on Door Knock. Danny Gargan's a trainer. This horse, I don't know what to say about him. He was really strong, got into a battle with a Rimson again. He's injured as an athlete myself. I know when you're not really up to speed, a lot of time it's an injury. Sometimes a minor injury, sometimes something that was a little more serious and just didn't quite heal up yet. But Door Knock really hasn't been himself. 4th in the Bluegrass Stakes. They said they changed his strategy and blah, blah, blah. I don't know whether that threw him out of rhythm, but, 4th in the Bluegrass, 10th in the Kentucky Derby, 18 lengths off of that. Maybe it was just too many horses for him. Maybe he's back in form now. Nothing in the workouts really showed that he's going to explode right now. But Door Knock was tough. That breeding in there. His grandfather's curling in Big Brown. Hall of Famers nonetheless. Big Brown very well could have been a triple crowner. So, Door Knock, can he recover? I don't know. Horse still has a good record. 7 all-time starts, 3 wins, 2 second-place finishes. I don't know. Is he they're gonna get him back into shape? That's what you're betting on. 15-1 morning odds. That sounds a bit low and disrespectful, but then, based on the way he's been running, I guess maybe 15-1's about right. For those that still believe in Door Knock, I really don't blame you. I just don't know if I can trust him. Don't know if he's back in shape or not. Number 7, Protective. 20-1 odds in this one. Now, this one's got Tyler Gaffalione riding him. Another Todd Pletcher horse. This one's out of Medaglia d'Oro. Empire Maker is his mother's father. More strong championship breeding. Protective, last out, 3rd in the Peter Pan. Before that, 3rd in the Wood. He's shown that he can be competitive. 3rd in the Maiden before that. 2nd in the Maiden before that. He's shown that he can be competitive. Hasn't gotten it done. So I don't really think he's up to speed. He's still a maiden. Hasn't won any races. Now, Tyler Gaffalione's riding him. Why? Because Tyler Gaffalione's not riding Sierra Leone. He got kicked off. I don't necessarily know that Flavien Prat is definitely a better jockey. I think he's slightly above. I checked the stats. Flavien Prat's winning at a 20% win clip versus a 14 around for Gaffalione. So I guess that is a step up. I don't know if it'll make much of a difference on Sierra Leone. But anyway, they've got Gaffalione riding on Protective now. 20-1 morning odds. Probably about right on that number. It's probably going to go up from there because I think Protective is going to need some help. I think he's just a tad slower than these other horses in here, and he's going to need some luck to get home for the win. Now, the 8, Honor Marie. Honor Marie, a lot of people like this horse. I wasn't too big on him. 12-1 in the morning odds. Florent Geroux riding this horse. Horse is bred pretty well out of Honor Codes and AP Indy horse. Got Smart Strike on the other side of that tree as well. Now, the horse ended up running 8th in the Kentucky Derby. Like I said, a lot of people liked him going into that because of his second place run in the Louisiana Derby behind Catching Freedom. For that 5th in the Risen Star, had a win in the Kentucky Jockey Club, but he hasn't done much since then. At the 9, Sierra Leone, 9-5 morning line favorite. I don't think those odds make a lot of sense. I know a lot of people like the horse. Um, they liked the way he closed in the Kentucky Derby. Yes, he closed well, but he was still beaten by nose by Mystik Dan. So to have a horse as a 9-5 favorite when he's racing against a horse that already beat him at 5-1 doesn't make a lot of sense. But that's what happens when horses get to be just kind of liked. People just kind of like Sierra Leone. He's been beaten by Dornock as well, beaten by a nose in that one too. But he does have a lot of wins in his career. 5 races, 3 first place, and 2 second place finishes, both by a neck or nose rather. So he's 2 noses away from being undefeated. However, he is yet to produce that great time that you want to see, that I want to see. Maybe that Chad Brown wants to see. Chad Brown, the trainer, switching up the jockey, getting rid of Tyler Gaffleone, switching it up to Flavien Prat. So I guess that's an upgrade. Will Flavien Prat be able to get another second or so out of this horse? That's what he's going to need, I think, in this race. I don't think if he comes out and runs those same races, I don't think he can win. If he falls too far behind, I don't know. Maybe that's just the way the horse likes to run. Maybe switching to Flavien Prat, maybe he won't like that. Maybe the horse won't like trying to run too close to the pace. He might get bothered by that as well. So there's a lot of question marks, a lot of things to wonder about with this horse. 9-5 opening line, morning line favorite. I don't think so. I just think he's over favored, despite the very good record that he's had so far. Second in the Kentucky Derby, win in the Bluegrass Stakes, win in the Risen Star, second in the Remsen. Sierra Leone, though, I don't know. He just might be a step behind these other horses like Antiquarian and this tin horse here, which is all the rage, Mindframe. Todd Pletcher horse, Mindframe. We've got Irad Ortiz Jr., the jockey. Irad Ortiz Jr. has ridden this horse his only 2 starts. Didn't race as a 2-year-old. Came out in a maiden race at Gulfstream. Just destroyed the competition there. You could say it wasn't much competition, but he ran a 7 furlong 121 and did not at all lay into his horse. Didn't have to open him up. He really just kind of coasted for that one. It was a bit of a race, but he kind of coasted for that one. The second race was on Kentucky Derby Day, optional claimer. Came out, got the lead, got a win. Not too much pressure. I was thinking, this horse hasn't really been in a race. I guess you could say it was somewhat of a race. You realize there were other horses out there running, competing. But this horse has shown that he was definitely a cut above these others now. He's ready to run with these horses in the Belmont. Yes, I think so. Does he have the speed to get with them? I don't know. The mile and 1/16 he ran at Churchill Downs, 1:43. So not a bad time, especially considering that you really didn't have to try that hard. But that doesn't really, it's not blazing time. It's not like you say that definitely is going to translate over. So we got another Todd Pletcher horse with Irad Ortiz Jr. aboard. Horse is sired by Constitution. So you got that tapping in there. Street Sense on the other side of that family tree. 7-2 morning odds. A lot to like about this horse. The problem with him, he's making that jump. That can, a lot of times, that jump in class can get to horses, whatever the reason is, whether it's the crowd, whether it's the competition, the other horses are running faster paces, or whether it's you're just running against better jockeys, or maybe it's just a combination of all those things. But he's definitely taking a huge jump up in class here. So will it translate? I don't know. When I looked at the horse, I saw him run. I saw a big, strong animal that did not at all exert himself. So, Mindframe, I think he's got more to show us. Will it be enough to get the win here? I don't know. I think it's all going to depend on the pace, honestly, as usual. For the pace in this one, I think See the Grace probably going to get the lead. Nobody wants to lead too much. There's 4 horses I got that like to run near the front. So I got Seize the Great getting the lead, probably about a 47-4 in the opening half. I think Mystik Dan will be in there. I think we can see Mindframe in there. And we'll probably see, I think, Door Knock in the mix as long as he breaks well and he's feeling all right, let's say. I think they kind of cruise here. Being that they're in New York, they kind of tend to be conservative. I think that's going to favor horses coming from. I think once this pace opens up, I've got Mindframe. Now, it's hard to pick these horses sometimes that don't have the experience. You haven't really seen them open up, but what I've seen from Mindframe so far, I don't think this race is going to take too much out of him in the opening 3/4 of a mile. And I think that once it comes time to run, I think he'll be in a great position. Irad Ortiz Jr. knows this track very well. Todd Pletcher's going to have the horse ready, no doubt about that. And the horse really looks pretty good. I don't want to say amazing because I haven't seen him fully open up and run yet. So he looks like he could be amazing, but we're not sure just yet. We'll have to see. But I think the pace of this race is going to favor Mindframe. So I've got Mindframe coming away with the win. I think Antiquarian Johnny Velasquez will make a good run at it. Coming off that Peter Pan win, he had to work really hard to get that win. It was a good time, but I think it may have taken a little bit out of him, and I think we may have seen him run his best race. If he can get the same race again, it would be good, but I think he's just going to be a bit out of position for this one. So I've got Antiquarian running second. In third place, it was tough to go with the pick here. Mystik Dan's been tough. Won the Derby, second in the Preakness. I think he gets a third spot here. This does, of course, end the streak of first and second place runs for the Wine Steward and Sierra Leone, in my opinion. I've got Sierra Leone running fourth. I don't have the Wine Steward hitting the board. The switch back to Manny Franco, I think that kind of hurts him. So I've got him running off the board. Resilience. Door Knock, not sure if he's going to be back in shape. Resilience, I'm saying, don't really have him up to speed. Anna Marie, not really up to speed with these other horses. I'm really anxious to see what Mindframe's going to do once it all comes down to it. So that's what I'm going with here. It is a 10, 5, 3, 8 picks for the super. 10, 5, 3, 9 at Sierra Leone 9. I've gotten the fourth spot. We'll see what they've got for him. It's a very competitive race, in my opinion, so it should be a good one. Let me know what you think in the comments section, and I'll see you all after the race.